The title of today's class is The 4 Ways to Achieve Your 2 Purposes in Life. The 4 ways to achieve your 2 purposes in life. Now, most people don't know they have 2 purposes in life. So I'm going to tell you what they are. I can first of all tell you that if you don't achieve your purpose in life, you'll be depressed. You'll never feel fulfilled, and you die at the end of your life, you'll be filled with regret. And so I'm going to tell you the 2 purposes in every human life. If a person doesn't recognize them, or if they recognize them and don't fulfill them. But in either case, if you're not even aware of them, you don't fulfill them, you'll feel depressed, you'll know something was missing. And if you know them and don't fulfill them, it's even worse. That, yeah, I knew what I should do and I didn't even try to do it, or I failed miserably. So what I'm about to tell you is the foundation for health, for happiness, for mental health, for even physical and spiritual health. What are your 2 purposes in life? And I'm talking to each one of you. Without knowing your unique situation, your unique context, I can still tell you in a broad sense the 2 basic purposes you have in your life. Number 1, you must develop the potential within yourself to achieve virtue. By virtue, I mean truthfulness, honesty, integrity, keeping your word, loyalty, compassion. To the extent you develop these virtues within yourself, you will feel a contentment and a happiness and a fulfillment. Now then, if you don't develop these virtues within yourself, you will always feel something's wrong. You'll also attract to yourself very negative consequences. So by achieving this and achieving virtue, you will draw to yourself virtuous people. You will draw to yourself very prosperous situations, because particularly certain virtues like trustworthiness attracts prosperity. And people can just sense it in you. You can sense whether you're a person of integrity, whether you're trustworthy. And as you show this character, then your life will be more fulfilled, because that's one of the purposes in every life, is the development of these virtues, without exception. There's no human being on this earth that's ever been, that is now, or ever will be, where that's not one of their purposes. And our whole psyche and physical well-being is dependent on that, because to the extent that we don't, to the extent, let's say, you don't develop compassion and love, people get more negative. Because the opposite of virtue is negativity. And negativity, we know, leads to a bad prognosis in terms of health. For example, people who are resentful or hold on to a grudge or are angry are more prone to cardiovascular disease, to heart attacks, to have insomnia, digestive issues. So this is all tied in. These kinds of psychological, spiritual, physical variables are all tied together. So you can't even achieve optimal health without achieving your purpose in life. And there's no end. There's an infinite possibilities for how much virtue you can develop. You can always achieve more wisdom. You can always achieve more love, more compassion. You can always achieve more. So to the extent you're on that path, you will have a more positive inner life, a more positive thought life. For example, if you're somebody that bears resentments and angers and wants revenge and whatnot, you're going to have like a cloud of darkness over yourself. People say, you just some kind of darkness over his eyes. He's not really seeing out. Whereas if you're forgiving and loving, compassion, you just kind of come out as a light, and people will see that. They will feel that. So these virtues, the purpose in life, one of the 2 purposes, developing virtues, will also optimize your relationships, whether that be your spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend, or your children, your parents, your coworkers, your employees, your supervisors. It's going to optimize those relationships to the extent that you are a virtuous person of good character.